Welcome back everybody here on JustDaZack, where it's my continued mission to show you an interesting video game almost every single day. This time we're gonna have a look at Windy Meadow, a Roadwarden Tale that is the kinda successor, quotation marks, of a game that we, covered previously called Roadwarden, which was a very, very well written, very cool, like, open world, time management, fantasy, choose your own adventure RPG with beautiful pixel art, so to speak. And this is in the same universe by the same creators, so I have very high expectations from this. This is more of apparently a slice of life interactive fiction, but also in the same universe, fantasy. There's monsters, there's stuff, there's relationships we need to manage. So kind of different genre, but still the same spirit. That's kind of my expectation here going on. We're gonna have a look at the full game. I'm recording this a couple of days before its official release. When I publish this video, the release is just around the corner, so feel free to check it out. Link is as always down in the description. And with that, full transparency here, I did receive a key from the developer, or by the developer, so please keep that in mind as well. So before we start, look at this main menu already. We can highlight different things here, which I love, like here on the wall. We like strong fighters to patrol the entire area. So some of our houses are outside of the village. In times of crisis, we all hide behind the walls, especially in winter. Ooh, I don't know, this adds so much. It's nothing like fancy, but I don't know, it already pulls me into the world, and there's beautiful music in the background there as well. That's so cool. What do we have here? The cabins built by the lumberjacks from the city. They've cut quite a few trees already, so we need to lay low for a few years, letting nature form a new balance. The cabin of Salvia and Eudicia, the keepers of our forest garden. As our herbalist, they conduct the rituals that calm the local beast. Oh, that's so cool. Unfortunately, I didn't get the time to really finish Roadwarden. That is one of these games, the original Roadwarden, that is still on my pile of shame, so to speak, because I really want to play that. Ah, man. I wish I had to get some extra knowledge in for this world, so to speak. Regardless, I think this is being made by this engine called Ren'Py or Ren'Py. Because usually skip unseen text is something that gives me this idea as a right click, but that is a very common like visual novel kind of engine, so nothing too bad, very standard. Just wanted to point that out because I think it says warning at game's launch. What kind of warning is that about? Okay, music, other sound volume. We can play the tutorial, but I'm not gonna do that from the options menu. What I do like is that we have the font there. I think this is pretty nice to read. I'm gonna go with clean. Or am I? I was thinking this because, you know, just for the video, but no, this takes away so much of the atmosphere. Let's try Pixar anyway, and we have some dev support or dev support, that's pretty cool as well. And a few other options for a visual novel, that's totally fine. Resolution would maybe be nice instead of window full screen, but that's all I can really say. Let's begin a new story and see what Windy Meadow is truly about. Would you like to play through the tutorial first? It's very recommended for first-time players. Well, if it's very recommended, let's do that, shall we? I'm ready. Oh, look at this, nice. To continue, click the left mouse button anywhere within the constraints of the white border. Fair enough. Pressing the left mouse button will also speed up the game. You can try it soon to skip a black screen. But what about the cat? Can I click the cat? No, the kitty cat. No. There's also a giant scimitar there. Usually the game gives you unlimited time to read, but not always. If you skip anything by accident, use the mouse wheel to roll back. Usually that game gives you unlimited time to read, pressing the LB, yeah, like this. Okay, got it. Or use the archive to read stuff, menu, okay, fair. Oh, she just looked at me. Are you talking to me? Or are you hounded by a ghost? Is this cat, look at this. Is that just me, or does it look like the cat has like two faces here? Like this is one ear, this is the other, but this looks like, you know, mouth, eyes. It's, what kind of cat? It's a fantasy universe after all, so it's like a double-headed cat. That's, okay, that's a thing. At least it looks like it. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be. Okay, in some cases you'll need to make a choice tied to your character. You'll see an example now. The game won't even move forward until you press an option with the left mouse button. You want me to decline? Decide? Tell me more. I can't see. I have to. The choices listed down here. I think I've got it. Well done. Most people you talk with have their text aligned to the right side of the screen. The same goes for their portraits. Your character, on the other hand, will be presented on the left side of the screen. If you would rather keep the entire text aligned to the left, select so in the game settings, okay? The listening character have much darker portraits, like here. Oh, so you're listening. Makes sense. Oh, she just stood up, didn't she? My name just became yellow, so you can point out at it with your mouse to see a short description of who I am, Nalia. You can also point, oh, there we go. Once a famous mercenary and adventurer, she moved to Windy Meadow from the city. A year has passed, but wait, what? Where did this go away? A year has passed, but so far, being away from home hasn't helped her bury her regrets. Why does this disappear so fast? You can also point at other yellow words. Maybe you want to learn more about the dragon bones? The coins used by the 10 cities, the major power set in the north. These small, hollow rings are made of real dragon bones. Ooh. Maybe you want to learn more about Fate, my distant relative. Nah. I used to teach him how to handle a sword, and after spending a few years as a Roadwarden, he became the local priest. He's the person I should thank for dragging me into this boring village. Oh, that is probably related to the original Roadwarden. So cool. Here's an example of a notification you may want to close with the left mouse button. Okay. And if some unusual description stays on the screen for longer than you would like, just press it with the left mouse button to close. Well, we can do this again. Wait. Haha! Closed you! Now sit down, Grandma. If your mouse is pointing at the buttons, use the left mouse button but press instead of progress in the game unless they're gray. Yeah, map. And there we go. We have the codex menu. Whenever you visit a new place, this small animation will remind you to open the map. Press the marked icon to see where you are at any given time and to read the area's unique description. This box allows you to enter the menu. Okay, yep, Okay, well, I think I've got this. I see you guys after I finish the tutorial. We did it. I can select a chapter. Also, I found out if we press F1, we can... Oh, it doesn't even work here. If I press F1, usually we can see... we can't change the key bindings, but we can see the key bindings in general. Okay, these are the 3 characters, maybe. Currently, we can only choose Venna, the Huntress. There's gonna be Fable and Eudicia, which we heard of earlier. And there's a question mark character, and maybe more. Who knows about this? You know, rope ladder, maybe? Let's start with Venna, then. Last evening. Here we go. Since when do you have this many patrons, Stubbs? The news of Vanna's deeds have reached the city. The merchants want to hire her. Deeds? I don't recall. But I told you already, What a loud bunch. I think I'll take the bottle back home. What else is new, ma'am? It's been an hour since you joined the merchants at the table. Keeping your book straight for so long starts to wear on you. But you were told only to speak when spoken to. You observe the others, but you can't follow their prattle. Something about a missing ship from the Far East, and a new spice that everyone just needs to try, even though it's as expensive as a sheep. Oh, that sounds like drugs. They summarized how you defeated those trolls from last autumn right at the start. But since then, they've pretty much ignoring you, I'd rather hang out with my friends. Oh, we don't have any friends. The longer I'm here, the easier it's going to get. Do the city folk treat all their employees this way? I feel like we're a little bit grumpy. Let's go with this. Oh, we have the map. So we are there. The Tasty Claw Inn is my favorite spot in the village. Clean, warm, and smelling of fresh fruits. It's slow in the daytime, but busy during evenings and rainfalls. My sister, Lita, works here for Stabulus, the innkeeper. Alright. Yeah. Do the city folk treat all their employees this way? Let's go with that. In Windy Meadow, all of your neighbors are friends. Or at least friendly. Here, there's a ravine between you and the rich folk. So, Venna, how's your beer? You cast a glance at your dad, who manages to stay in control, as always. Why can't you be that confident? I mean, did we defeat freaking trolls? I mean, I guess defeating trolls is not necessarily equal to our confidence, right? You're dead. My dad's a hero, the best hunter in the realm, no matter what anyone says. The beer's fantastic line. Actually, I would prefer some cider. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's our dad. I'd rather have some cider, to be frank. And you couldn't say so sooner. You better learn how to speak for yourself before you reach the city. Veritas offers everything one may desire. Alehouses, meat, spices, music, acrobats, gambling, fancy clothes, bright nights. It's a different world. Ivolo. The kid of rich spice merchant. His assistants handle work for him back in the city while he enjoys his new, effortless life here. He values peace more than drinks. Oh, wait, that's not our dad. I actually thought that was our dad. I guess the blue one is our dad. This one is, well, the spice man. Oh, okay. Missed that, apparently. Don't encourage her. In Veritas, it's better to drink crappy beer than to insult a merchant. She's just being polite, Ivolo. Your girl has potential, Ladra. She follows in your footsteps. Kind words, but you would struggle to find a hunter who could match her talent, and she's not even 20. Wait, is that my father? My dad's a hero. Okay, that's our father, because I thought this blue guy was our father, but last time when we could hover over our father, it was this portrait. I was like, oh, maybe that's in his prime day. Okay, a difficulty, understanding that, anyway. Leading the trolls into the swamp was quite a plan. Our fable put together a song about her bravery. Fable or fable? Ever since I started assisting my father, Fable and I have been drifting apart. But we used to spend a lot of time together as kids. He always had some scary or funny stories for us, and used to say he saw them in his dreams. Oh, magic power. Our Fable? You've grown quite comfortable with your new home. Maybe, in a way. Let's not jump ahead. Nothing been decided yet. But it's a great opportunity. Don't you want to leave the nest, darling? I mean, I've just come from the Roadwarden area. I don't know, frankly. I should think about it after you tell us your offer. Argentia knows the details, but from what I've heard, the Guild and Veritas can reward Vena's talents generously. It's not that intricate. We can always find a job for a gifted warrior. What kind of job? You would start as a guard at a store, or maybe a warehouse. Learn about the city, then become my personal defender. Prove yourself, and once I get the chance, I'll whisper your name to the larger players. All you need is strength and ambition. Keep going the extra mile and you'll end up as a commander, or overseeing our caravans and ships. You could work as a road warden for a year or 5 too. A life of wealth and adventure, then a quick retirement. Especially if you were to join the guild as an investor. As you can see, such a life has treated us fairly well. Don't tell me it's not a tempting opportunity. But the village has everything I need. I heard that living in the city can be rough. People here need me. No, I heard that living in the city can be rough. Some city folk hate their home. Evelo moved here, right? To rest from the noise and stench. And he's rich. I'm the exception, not the rule. If I were in your position, I would not only refuse this invitation, I would also hide my spear in a basement and drop this hunting business altogether. I'd rather be a farmer. But I already had a life of luxury and worries, just like my parents before me. And they flourished in it. My dreams was to live away from all that commotion. I'm lucky to get a chance to do so. Most people won't. Man, Ivolo is such a nice dude. I didn't expect that. I thought he was like, rich guy, No, he seems like a cool good dude. But you are not a quiet, frightened weakling like I was when I was your age. You can handle living in Veritas. I thought he was the same age. That's supposed to be an old dude? I don't know. Okay, sure. Don't be so dramatic. Living behind the city walls is much easier than in the countryside. At least our food doesn't try to eat us first. Well, let them talk. So, Argentina, you're gonna visit us again in 15 days, am I right? With the wedding supplies? Looks like it. I won't be traveling in this direction again until the end of summer. That's when we'll give you our final answer. Will you use a ferry boat or a cart? I have yet to decide. Just be sure to have a space for passenger, deal? I'll figure something out, like always. Don't you worry. Alright. What is this supposed to be? Day 1. Or like a notch on like wood for the day? That's cool. And here we are. I'm a patient soul, but we're gonna discuss your future sooner or later, pup. Frankly, I don't know what I want, yeah. Still living that. I don't know what I want, that's the problem. You don't need to know to make a good choice. Well, continue. The knot you used here ain't right. Once you lose control of the spearhead, the beast will break your neck in an instant. Just use the one I taught you, little wolf. I wanted to try something new. I learned quite a few knots from lemurs. They're easy to use, lemurs. Before he started using nets, traps, and fishing rods to catch food in the rivers, he was using spears and bows to hunt for saurians and large fish. His zeal has been weakened ever since he lost his foot, but his new methods turned out to be more efficient anyway. Ooh. Fishermen ain't real hunters. Don't put yourself in danger. I've been roaming these woods for 20 years. You can trust me. Or at least consult me first. I mean, your knot is awkward. I don't like that knot. It's thick, takes too many steps. Bandits would cut it with a single swipe. The spears are for hunters, not soldiers. You will not face bandits, start training with a bow or a mace. You're too old for a sword anyway. I'm too tired out to carry our prey now. Let's have a talk. What about the scavengers? The runners will catch the scent soon. And yet it's so quiet here. It may be spring, but we should have at least seen a few larger beasts by now. Oh, you want us to stay here for long? I've got plans for the evening. Do you now? Well, then I guess you're just too busy. But since I've caught your attention, I always listen to you. I mean, it's our dad. He's great. He has been a hero. Don't be like that. I always listen to you. Well, not if it's associated to a knot, right? Let's discuss what's going on. The trolls. When did they show up? First days of autumn. That's when old Salvia warned me that they never stopped their hunt. And can turn the land into a wasteland. I'm glad you remember. The way you took care of them was impressive. Don't get me wrong. But now I've grown more and more convinced that even that was too late. They changed the forest already? Last year we used to simply leave the house and look for wild game. Now we're forced to set traps, use bait, look for rats and squirrels. At least there are more hares around. But the larger creatures were either caught or chased away by the trolls. Well, fewer beasts mean more rats and birds, so fewer mushrooms, nuts, fruits, and flies. And Limos told me there are more fish in the stream. Everything connects. You know where I'm going with this? You want me to leave. We lack game. So there ain't a place for me in the village. I shall leave. Would it hurt you to focus on something other than yourself for a bit? No! I am the core of the world. Though it's true that we ought to leave the animals alone. For at least a year, the forest needs another breath. But what about our forest garden? Should we open it to the predators? I had to talk with Eudicia. We limit ourselves to startling them, instead of killing them. The garden is crucial for us, more important than any wild game. Eudicia, that's one of the characters we could play. Old Salvia's pupil. A few years after her birth, her parents lost their flock of sheep to a plague. They had to look after the younger child, Firma. And since Eudia's always been the weird kid, they asked Salvia to take her. Her eyes may be absent, but without her help, I'd have lost my eye to a were-badger. I'm happy to prepare a gift baskets for her. Okay, that doesn't really tell me much about the character. So, Old Salvia's people. Okay, I missed to look up what Old Salvia is about. Her parents lost the staff. Always been the weird kid. Her eyes may be absent. Her parents. So wait, what does that mean? That she doesn't pay attention, or that she literally has like blind eyes or so? Interesting. But we ain't some armed numbskulls. A good hunter can do many things, and Lacerta would allow us to join the guards for a few seasons. I wouldn't spend my days sitting in the inn. So, we're gonna be fine? There's one more obstacle, but that's enough loitering around. Let's pull out our boar while it's still sunny. Oh, boar hunting dangerous. It's a tiresome task. The ropes are secured to one of the trees, stopping the boar from falling. To pull it out, you have to fight for every inch. That's a big boar. Holy hell, it's heavy. Language, still, all muscle. A fine beast tend or a current path with. Will it taste good after smoking? I ain't sure. Boar meat can be treacherous. Now, let's pray. Of course. Praise be to the right for the years we've received, for the walls that guard us, for our strong limbs and sharp senses, and the gentle weather. We humbly welcome the taste of your creation, the right. I'm glad that Dad finds comfort in his talks with priests, but I struggle to pray. Whenever I close my eyes, I think of Victus, Inamra, and Mom. But what is the right? That doesn't give me any info, like, what is the right? Cool that you have your opinion, but you could still tell me. Have us spread your meat wisely in our family. Oh, and among our friends. And have us sell the tusks and bones to the city folk. Map. We are there in the upper right corner in the woods. We share what you give us with Vates, your servant, to prove to you that we are ready to leave everything behind, if such is your will. Once a Roadwarden, okay, that's the guy, so be it. No, I'm gonna stay quiet. Oh, look at his, he's so disappointed. I wish I could pray as gracefully as the priest. Shameful, being a soul of simple words. You're doing great, don't worry. It's about having an honest heart, right? I guess. But remember how my father started to forget words and names once his hair got grey, until he lost the gift of speech? Our family ought to squeeze out everything we can with each year we get. Now, before we head back home, take a look here. A smooth stick with blood on its end. It's a spear. A goblin found a thin branch and sharpened it with a rock. After all, no undead would have a reason to attack a wild beast, and no other creature would wield a weapon in combat. So, he came here to set the boar? Touch the blood, it's fresh. Goblins found the boar after it fell in the hole. They tried to jab it, but it didn't stick around. The grass here is trampled, but I see no footprints. They could be slim from hunger, and that means desperate. I'm proud of you, little wolf. You would do just fine in the city. Aye, but goblins are bad news. Best case scenario, they're gonna keep our tribe away from the woods. But who can be sure they won't attack the farmers, or snatch our kids over the walls? Let's head back and warn the workers, and this monster will fill up a whole wagon. We've got a long day ahead. Well, we got boar. So there's goblins around and you want to send me away? I defeated trolls. That's a cool statue here. The third, maybe the second largest game we've ever caught. Wonder how it got here. Good thing you didn't have to fight it. Wonder how you got here. I mean, from the forest, this is a big forest, and I mean, goblins chased it apparently? What does that question mean then? We wouldn't attack it even if we got the chance, not without old Sylvia's blinding dust. Ooh. She's a wise and selfless herbalist. Every 10 days, the village prepares gift baskets for her, and we sometimes bring her fresh meals as well. She may not be too kind, but she's irreplaceable. I hope Edusia does her best learning her craft. So she's a witch, that's so cool. But Dad used to fight such monsters when I was still little, because Mom was at his side. She would hit a charging beast right in the eye. She'll show you once she starts walking again. Trudy's a master of crossbone traps. It hurts me to see how her illness keeps her in bed. It's been 3 years already. She may never be strong enough to return to the wilderness. That's sad. What's all this about a goblin tribe you found? Just the marks and footprints. Victus told me they're just big, cunning monkeys. To me, they're small, furry people and paws. Can they be lured into a trap, or will you scare them away, like you did with the trolls? We scared the trolls away, got it. Dad's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. Will you get rid of them before you leave us? I'm not leaving you, I will visit. I'm a little kid, don't worry, I'll protect you. We'll find a way to get rid of them. I ain't afraid, wanna help you. The tribe's gonna stand together. We lack magic, yet we're able to outsmart the trolls. We can handle some goblins. Yeah, that's it. Say nothing. Goblins, gargoyles, dragons won't hide in the stronghold like some old lady, no matter what's coming for us. I'm a better fighter than most folks here. A spear woman. A spear girl, maybe. Still, it ain't your call. Dad or Lacerda will ask you once they need your help. But I'm ready to fight. Just need a chance to prove it. Then wait for the right moment. Be ready when the right moment comes. Don't argue with Dad, but keep your spear close and your eyes open. I will, and I won't disappoint you. I know, you're very brave. So, sisters, I assume. I'm happy for you, you know. How come? You've got this job offer, and you're gonna be rich. I don't even know what I want. Being rich doesn't mean much to me, I think. But all the merchants say Beritus is a busy place, with soft baths, all sorts of food, and drinks and colors, and loud streets, and all these bards and acrobats. In Windy Meadow, it's always the same. Oats with milk, same cider, cold winters, no music. No young men to have a talk with. Ooh, I'd like to have a taste of the city for a season or two. But to spend years there? I don't know. Distant grass is always greener. And it's true. Can't you take the job and bail after you get sick of it? Would be wrong. I don't want to quit unless necessary. Can't play with our tribe's good name. I don't want you to be bored, but, well, yeah, I will miss you too. Your family. I like how he's just petting this dead board here. Like, oh, who's a good boy that just died for our village? You're a good boy that died for our village. Press anyway to continue. Day 2. Okay, there's no choice so far. Muffled voices reach you from inside. Darling, Chuck, what they want? Why me? Just open the door. I ain't a recruit. Are you sure you don't want to argue with us after you've dropped your helmet in the river? Answer the bloody door before we got you pay for the equipment you've borrowed from us. Hello, girls. Something wrong? Not sure yet, but we should talk. Tell me you don't need me to look for that lost ring again. Our dad. You hear Latra's name. He's examining the forest right now. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit until we got like to a cool choices. See you guys in a second. Ooh, this looks cool. There we go with the lumberjacks. May the right guide your steps. Thanks, and your tribe. I was wondering where you were hiding. I'm getting old. The commotion wears on me. How did your goodbyes go? Almost our neighbors. And you. Let's pray I get back before the leaves cover the road. This is our brother who's going on a journey. The chances are good. Can you get to the city in 2 days? 3, I would say. It's noon already. You're taking a heavy pouch with you, so I'm sure you'll find a mage in no time. Who knows, maybe you'll be back in 10 days. Speaking, I'm good at it. Well, it's not impossible. Are you afraid of the journey? Watch out for the thieves. Remember the tips from Eudicia. How will you get back? Remember the tips. Feed Innie only once you make a stop. Take your time, don't let her choke. Seriously, I've been at her side long enough for you to trust me. And we do, but you never know which word you need to hear before you enter the woods. Any of them may save your life. Are you afraid of the journey? Watch out. Yeah, it's fine. Clear your throat and shake the gift. Just in case, we brought you something. Oh, it used to belong to... Oh, it's the... Ooh, Nalia. Of course I recognize it. That's the... Ooh... I was excited to hear that Nalia the Gargoyle Slayer was moving to our village. A farmer who ended up being a famous mercenary, living among the Ridgefield, but now she's just a shadow. She's old. Oh, it's such a cool sword. You're crazy. I can't accept it. It belongs to our family now. If you have to, sell it. But it's made of cold steel. How much did it cost? Less than it's worth. Enough to earn you a casket of coins in the city. Don't worry about it. As long as it can help you, it was worth it. I couldn't have said it better myself. If you want to pay us back, look for new mercenaries at the inn. Pay them to protect our village. Maybe hire a spellcaster. I guess I don't have a choice. You're wasting time. The creatures of the night won't wait for you. That's exactly right. I will pray for all of you. Tell Mom I love her. Come back safe and tell her yourself. Everyone leaves the village. We're supposed to leave. Our brother just leaving while there's goblins in front of the city. And our brother seems able. So we lost one capable farming fighter, so to speak. And, I mean, it's our brother, right? So he's a trained hunter as we are, so he should know how to handle a spear as well. Well, time for our proton. East? I ain't sure where we should enter the woods anymore. Let's set some traps by the western bank and secure our cabin. These goblins live by a creek, so I bet they'll try to overtake the river sooner or later. Right. When might they attack the farmers? They're hungry, so any moment now. We've got to take the initiative. And recently, Holt's just been all too excited about facing the goblins in combat. You shouldn't throw such ideas at her. She ain't ready. She can fight. Having some responsibilities won't hurt her. I will protect her. I mean, to be fair, we are in a fantasy world, and usually in these types of world, you are considered a grown adult at the age of like 13. Which I would guess our little sister is. Like 13, 14, maybe 15. So, I mean, considering here, in this universe, I would say, you know, she can fight. Also, it's our dad's responsibility. He should have taught her all the hunting tricks already and how to use the spear, so let's go. Blame it all on our dad. She can fight. She's quick, she's nimble. She trains all the time. She ain't a warrior yet, Venna. Goblin's limbs are all muscle and could tear her to pieces. Yeah, she could jump around them, but what then? Crush their skulls with a training stick? Think of the days when she refused to eat. At all. It affected her shell. Give her the time she needs to heal. Well, I will protect her. I'll keep her safe. Don't worry about her. Don't take on more tasks than you can handle. I need to protect all of us, and having Hostia at your side would be a distraction. You want to prepare her for a hunt? Teach her how to dress a dog. Or take... To dress a dog? Oh, that's apparently a saying I've never heard before. Cool. Or take her to Arata and help her hunt down the rats on her farm. I mean, that's we should do that. Hunting down rats like in a farm or a cellar, that's classic. Level 1 RPG experience. I would assume we all did that, right? So that's what our sister should learn as well. What happened to you when you were her age was extraordinary. Be glad she has a year or two of childhood ahead of her. Well, let's just go. Let's focus on the day ahead. We can't control it, but we've got work to do. Again, beautiful here. All right. Oh, some sadness. Pretty. My mom's a master of cross warrior. So now we want more beasts to reach our village. Never in my life did I think I witnessed such a day. Let's hope we'll see runners, deers, and stoats, not goblins. I ain't looking forward to werecats scratching at our door. We've got more hands to set up traps now. I guess I'd rather take cats than holders. Let's not set too many traps. No pack of holders will be as annoying as Victus on a diet. Or you when you catch a cold. He senses love, by the way. Tell that pup to say it to my face. I did, Mom. I did. Yeah. You've been arguing with your father a lot these last few days. Did Lita tell me? He came to me. Asked me for advice. The great monster slayer doesn't have all the answers. What a day. Be gentle. Being the sole parent is harsh on him, and he hates to admit his shortcomings. As a kid, he wasn't allowed to make mistakes. Over and over again, people told him he ought to be a hero. Now I can't make any mistakes myself. It's not your fault. You and your dad fight the same sickness. The curse of doubt, of expectations. But you're not on your own, like I've always said. I know. A strong tribe is a united tribe. I'm glad the tales of your elders have stuck with you. Don't call yourself that. You don't even have wrinkles, unlike Dad. I mean, a little bit, but no. She's sick, that's okay. Such youth. All I've got left are the long naps and the brief hours when I have the strength to speak. If my condition doesn't finish me off, boredom will. We may still find a cure. I'm sorry. Didn't want to sound so grim. You and your sisters are a gift. I never met my mother, and I wish I could have been by your side. But you're brave beyond belief. The ride has truly blessed us. Now, come on! I still would like to know what the bride is. It's always the same infotext, which is saying, yeah, man, my dad in prison. Give me, at least, switch them up a little bit. Like, I don't know what the ride is. I want to find out, and I mean, if all the characters know it, I feel like I should know what the ride is as well. Anyway, that's just a nitpick. Major nitpick for me, but just a nitpick. Come on, don't make me blush. I'm just happy, that's all. Aw. Dots. What's wrong? I don't know what I want from life. I've been trapped. These last few days have been difficult. Oh, man. Can I just lock in all 3 questions for... Man, this is going deep. I don't know what I want from life. I don't know what to do. Because you can't enter the woods anymore? Or do you mean the goblins? I want to go, but I don't want to leave. You spoke with that merchant, right? Did she rub you the wrong way? Agent Tia's fine. Full of herself, but that's not unlike all the other rich folk. Dad acts if taking his job is the easiest thing in the world. This job, sorry. He says you've got no reason to refuse. But there are plenty. Such as? And the goblins are near. I think that is actually a major reason. Not so long ago I faced trolls, and now we've got goblins in a cave. What's gonna come next? You don't have to stay with us to help us. You could whisper in the merchant's ears, or convince the officials to send us another few soldiers. I mean, but they could attack tomorrow. The people I care about. All of you guys, and my friends, and Tasty Claw, and of course, what is our inn and the only spot that offers any entertainment. Oh, Tasty Claw, yeah. Of course, pup, living in my village wasn't easy either. It brought its share of pain. I loved my tribe. What made you leave? I craved the change, to meet so many people. Live just next to a wide river, sell my pelts and tusks to the city folk, and get to taste wine. Oh, wine. And above all else, I wanted to be with your father. Do you want me to leave? What makes you ask that? Oh. This is cool. I want you to say yes. You're free, Banner. I don't want you to listen to your parents. The choice you're gonna make needs to be your own. Leaving will weaken what ties you to this place. Some days you won't think about us at all. But if you stay, you may never touch the life you've dreamed of. A mournful fate all the same. And who can say your choice will make any difference? You stay here, and you may die in a fire, or from a plague. Or maybe you'll get an even better offer in a year, or we'll find a treasure in the lake. Leave, and you may die on the road at the hands of the undead, or get robbed in an alehouse, or lose your job after just a few days and return to us with lips rotten from resentment. We make choices and deal with the consequences. Our moments of bliss and pain are often undeserved. Most of the time, we ain't in control. Don't look for the right path, or your own path. Chasing after one's dreams is reserved for a mere handful, but the lives of everyone else are just as valuable. Don't look for the right or your own path. Got it. A starving orphan will seek their next meal, not happiness. Would you look down on them because of that? My greatest joy is that you have a choice, but no one can point your life in the right direction. There ain't a one, and you won't avoid suffering. My remaining days will be little more than staying grateful for the good life I've had, and for sharing my misfortunes with the love of my life. Your shell is strong and young, and your soul is kind. You now only need to sharpen your will. Mom, This babbling makes me hungry. I want my soup! Where's my potato soup? Well, that looks more like bread or so. The bread is different, but I like it. Did I get a few trips from Stabilus? Didn't ask her for the details. One thing I don't long for is cooking. Having you girls in the kitchen is truly a blessing. Should I mention the last time you tried to whip cream on your own? Cough, cough. No reason to remind us of such traumatic events, little wolf. Yeah, I like that piece. That was cool. Is it the goblins? I'm gonna fight now. Okay. I'm gonna skip ahead until we see some blood and gore. Oh, look at that. That? So we baited them, we had a talk. Oh, that's quite a few. Right. Ready. May the Rhine's breath be with us. Whew. Oh, what even is the Rhine? Tell me! Alright, here we go. Oh, a little comic strip. Dun dun dun. Okay, we're ready. Are they jumping in? It's just Resident Evil 4 defense of the wooden house all over again. Oh, right on the brain. Oh, some fire as well. Nice, with the torch, yeah. Damn. Is that... Did we win? Why aren't they running to the river? Wait, They're scattering over the shrubs. Am I supposed to click? What have I done? Wait, which shrubs? It's spreading everywhere. Run to the village. Wake up everyone you can. I need to rescue Salvia. I'll go with you. Makes sense. But warning, there's goblins around that are setting up. Yeah, be careful. We have to. Be careful and stay away from the base. This is not a moment to argue. Just follow the instructions. Let's go. Day 4. We can't forage no more, and there are no mages to protect us. Half of the folks who could fight the monsters have fled to the city. No one fled anywhere. They had to leave, that's all. It's your last warning, Color. You won't interrupt me another time. Friends, we're all tired and angry, but don't let your emotions take over. Be the sunbeam among the foliage, remember? None of you is held in Windy Meadow against your will. At the same time, I won't order an evacuation without good reason. We have the sick and the elders to look after. I can't force them all to seek refuge in the name of our fear. Okay, and this is where it continues. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, day 4. I think this is a good way to stop it right now. I hope I was able to show Windy Meadow, a Roadwarden Tale to you guys. So... yeah, the Roadwarden, the original one, was definitely more like a choose-your-own-adventure RPG game that also had like deep, intricate lore, very interesting, like some cool puzzles and so on, and exploration and so on, and choices. And this is definitely, I mean, it says it right. This is in the same universe, it's inspired, same developer, but it's a visual novel. I was still kind of hoping to have more RPG elements, I have to admit. But those really aren't there that much. You have some options to influence maybe, at least so far, maybe dialogue scenes, and you can ask different questions and so on. That's cool. I wonder if we get some choices later on to go like left or right or so in these things, but it still seems if there are some choices, there aren't that many. This is primarily a visual novel, and the game is clear about that. And that is what this should be looked at as. But in the Roadwarden series, which is pretty cool, and I still want to play the original. So what do I think? I like the pixel art in the background. I really like when there's some animations that really adds a lot. The music is absolutely incredible. Again, the art design very well done. I'm actually surprised. This looks like the least, like this seems to be different like the in-game things. When we continue, so this looks like on a way different level than the map, which is not a bad thing, but this looks especially like the sprites here. I love these sprites of the people. This is so amazing. This is so highly detailed. Like, this is top notch. This is also nice, but this seems like, but it's a map. A little bit different. I don't know, I just wanted to point that out. And yep, I like the writing. I have to admit, especially the talk with the mother, like, that had an influence on me. I really enjoy the writing, but I also have something to criticize about the writing, and that is, it's surprisingly hard to differentiate the different people. Because the father has sometimes like, oh, little hun, little wolf, little pup. But other than something like that, there isn't too much variation of like, okay, just from the... that is super hard to get, but sometimes in games, you can just tell from the dialogue text that it's like this character or that. And here, even with a visual element, because that is there as well. Like if we go back into the game, like we have this, like this is the character that speaks right now. And then it's this character. Even with this, sometimes it's surprisingly hard for me to see the difference between the characters. Because it's, well, most likely written by the same person, right? So that's always hard to differentiate. But this is something I kind of noticed for me. I had difficulty differentiating the different characters, and with the highlight text, I really love that. And I also love that this seems to be of the perspective of your current playable character. That adds a lot, and their thoughts, that's cool. I still would like to have more information. Like, again, with the right, it's cool that you have your opinion, but I don't know what the right is. I would like to have at least a little bit of extra information there. If everyone else in the universe and even my character knows it, why don't I? Like, small things like that. But those are mostly nitpicks, yeah? If you're up for a cool, well-written visual novel game, especially in a cool setting, and I definitely recommend checking out Roadwarden, the original one, this as a visual novel on top of that. I love that the developer expands their universe, that's so great. Yeah, thumbs up. This is cool. I enjoyed this. Cool writing, different take, but hey, it's a visual novel. And yeah, that's my opinion so far. Please tell me what you think of Windy Meadow, Roadwarden Tale. Please tell me what you think of my presentation and reading thereof in this particular case. Make sure to stay awesome. Truly thank you for watching, and we'll see each other in the next video.